For my cooking demonstration, what I'm going to be making is an omelet. The reason I chose an omelet is because I've talked to a lot of people in my age group, and we once had a long conversation about how nobody can make an omelet correctly. And I was like, guys, are you crazy? It's pretty easy. But sounds like what most people are confused about is the flip part. They're not getting that quite right. So I'll be kind of preparing an omelet up, and then I'll be showing you how to easily do the flip so that you don't mess it up and that you don't just eat a bunch of scrambled eggs. Oh, what's up, guys? So we're going to go ahead and get started here. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to just prep everything, get everything ready. So this is going to be a mushroom omelet. You can do meat, whatever you want to do. I just like making cooked mushrooms. So we're going to cook mushrooms. We're going to mix in there a little blend of jalapeno as well as some onions. And so I'm going to throw that all in there and get it cooked up. Oh boy, that was exciting. So the next step from here is going to be cooking up everything that we just chopped up. We're going to start out with the mushrooms, and the reason why they're going to take the longest to cook out of everything that's there. We're going to kind of sprinkle everything else in later and kind of get everything cooked up and nice and seasoned. Let's get that pan buttered up. And you know what? We're actually going to use some Papa John's garlic butter. This is going to make it taste fantastic. So first fire it up. Get it nice and garlic buttered up. That's where a lot of our flavor is going to come from. And we are throwing in the mushrooms first, because like I said, they will take the longest to get good. Some pepper. Salt. Now mushrooms, to where they're going to taste good on an omelet, they do kind of cook fast as well. So I kind of just keep it going throughout while we're doing the mushrooms. Now these mushrooms have been on probably for about a minute and a half. And you can see they're starting to kind of get pretty good. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw everything else on here. And I am not going to add any more seasoning. And the reason why is they're going to absorb some of the seasoning that's already here, and they're going to get in some of that garlic butter. And it also, the egg itself is going to be seasoned. So we don't want to have this thing be overkill. Alright, we're back. And so if you look here, you can see the butter on the pan's kind of started to brown up a little bit. So pretty much once it gets to that point, we're just about done cooking veggies for an inside of an omelet. I'm actually going to just go ahead and now set these aside in a different dish, because we are going to be reusing this pan here for the egg. Well, golly, that was a good time. Important thing to remember, some people when they make scrambled eggs, what they do is they'll just use the pan that they use and they don't clean it off first, because they're like, oh, it'll absorb the flavor of the bacon or whatever it is that they're cooking. You shouldn't be doing this with an omelet. And the reason why is because it's more stuff for it to get stuck on, so that you don't get the perfect flat flip. So make sure you clean it off first. We're going to do that, and then we're going to get started mixing the egg. I'm actually going to use 3 eggs here. Sometimes I'll use 2 for a smaller pan like this, but I'm going to do 3. We'll make it a little bit thicker, so if this is like your first time that you're making an omelet, I especially would recommend making it a little thicker, because it's going to make that flip easier for you. Always use heavy whipping cream if you have it, instead of milk. If you don't have it, half and half works as well. You can use milk, just make sure to barely use any milk at all, even less than you would there. Like you can see, that was just a teeny little drop. We're going to put some Johnny's seasoning salt in here. If you get eggs from a restaurant, they typically use Johnny's or some other type of seasoning when they're making scrambled eggs. Some people use a whisk, I just use a fork. Alright, again, we got to heat this pan up and then get it buttered before we get going. I will not be using the Papa John's garlic butter this time around, because it's already going to be on the stuff inside of this, and it might be kind of overkill because we have a lot of seasonings going on. Make sure you get all this good here. So get in those ridges, get everything real good and buttered up. It's going to make your flip way easier. This is warm enough now for me to start applying butter where it should instantly melt. We're on about 1/4 of the heat that this will go up to. So we're going to start getting it on there. I do this with my hands. and then I typically do that once it gets too hot. Get Reynolds wrap cut out. It's going to cover the top of this, that way everything kind of gets warmed evenly. You don't have a top of the egg that's getting all crazy and when you're flipping it. Alright, if you're one of those people like I was talking about, this is the time where you poop your pants. We are pouring the egg in. And you can barely hear it, and that's good. Because we're going to be slow cooking this bad boy. We're not going to be doing it really fast. Cover it up. Let it sit for a while, and we're just going to be checking on it just to see where it's at. Check out the edge. You kind of just need to get that going pretty consistent. Alright, now this part I call edging it. It's something I do just to make it easier. I don't know if a lot of you know or not, but I have a tic. My hands shake all the time. So what I do to make my life easier is just go around the edge like so. And I can already tell this thing's going to be moving pretty good in a moment here. So now everything that was kind of stuck in there, it's going to be a lot easier. And you can see it's watery because when I move it, you can still see things going around quite a bit. So once that's less watery, we're going to flip it. Alright guys, I am going to go ahead and get this bad boy ready to be flipped. I'm going to be using 2 tools. I do this, most people can do it with 1. Again, I shake. So I do what I can do. Whoa, there we go. There we go, and just quickly make sure you get it. There we go. Perfect. You're now going to be seeing me use Taco Bell hot sauce on the omelet. All right, let's get those veggies evenly sprinkled. There's probably going to be too much veggies for this one, but that's okay. I'll still eat it. I like a lot of vegetables, so we're good. Alright, there's that. Look at how beautiful and brown those are. Oh yeah. Now the hot sauce, heck yeah. Just make sure it's kind of evenly distributed. I'm about ready to do the flip, where we do the halfway flip, so I'm going to go ahead and edge it again. Now I'll do this with, I'll probably end up using both. Oh, that's working fine. So fold it over. Now do you see that brownness and the yellow? That's exactly what you want. You can hear it sizzling over here. It smells very good, by the way. It's been probably about 40 seconds, maybe a minute. And so I'm going to just flip it on the other side real quick. Alright, and that omelet's done. So again, it's been about a quarter this whole time while we're kind of finishing it off at the end here. Sizzling that pretty good, see a little bit of browns. I'm just going to go ahead and turn that off, grab a plate, and then put it on the plate and enjoy it. There's the other side if you wanted to see what it looked like. It got a little bit browner than the other side, but it's still good. I mean, that's all good stuff. No black, all just brown. It's good.